Florida, one of the most interesting states in America. It's a really diverse place with rich snobby people, rich old people, real Americans, and tons of minorities. That's really it. No, JK, Florida has a lot more than just that. In today's video though, we're going to focus specifically on where the best places in Florida are where you can live. How did we come to this grandiose conclusion? Well, it begins with the places in Florida with the highest home values, where people have great jobs, where schools are top-notch, and where crime is lowest. Sure, there's going to be some people who say, my city's great, but you didn't talk about it. To that, I'd say, you're right, Florida man, but you don't have a YouTube channel. I do. Plus, we use statistics, so we're always going to be right, at least on paper. As we're going to see, most of the cities we're going to talk about are on Florida's coasts. Let's get started. Now, I don't know what you've been told, but the Florida coast is really dope. Now, we're gonna learn about them, get to know about them, and find out why they're so pretty. Alright, enough whistling. We're gonna begin our tour of Florida's best places to live in the awesome city of Parkland in Broward County. Parkland barely qualifies as a city since it only has about 23,000 people, but these people are all likely happy to live here. Why? This North Miami suburb was picked by a very reputable source, the Florida New Times, as being the best place in Florida for families, noting the lowest crime rate in the state, as well as having the second lowest divorce rate in the state. Plus, there's horses everywhere, and parks. Who doesn't like horses and parks? Parkland also has very high home prices, which means there's high demand. Now, before we get too far into this video, the fact that Parkland homes cost on average $596,000 is a sign that it's a very desirable place to live. You can typically determine how good a place is to live based on the home prices alone. But however, we agree, Parkland's relative unaffordability and cost of living index is crazy. We're going to take a long drive practically all the way to Alabama into one of the few areas in Florida's panhandle that isn't filled with trailer parks as we pull into Gulf Breeze, Florida, right across the bridge from Pensacola. Here in Gulf Breeze, things are a breeze, at least when it comes to quality of life. I mean, who wouldn't want to live in a place with 6,500 people where there's hardly any crime and where everyone's rich? Statistically, Gulf Breeze is in the top 30 of all top 200 places we measured in every category. It ranks highest in median incomes and lowest in commute times and poverty rates, meaning Gulf Breeze is kind of the shiznit. Gulf Breeze is also part of the Gulf Islands National Seashore and has miles of white quartz sand beaches. And there's also a zoo here. Who doesn't like zoos?
Isn't most of Florida a damn zoo?
Whoa, Mappy, that's pretty funny, but a little harsh coming from you, though. You okay, buddy? No interesting Gulf Breeze factoids for us today?
Sorry, Nick, I'm just depressed. Mrs. Mappy's driving me nuts.
Aw, Mappy, I'm sorry, buddy. Is she turning into a money-grubbing hoochie mama?
I don't know what that is, but I think she's seeing someone else.
What? Huh? No! Dang, Mappy, I'm sorry, buddy. But hey, this might cheer you up. We got a super cool comment from Scooby Carr, who said you're a superhero captain know-it-all. So here, I'm giving you a cape today. Man, I feel bad for Mappy. His wife hasn't been the same since he got that raise. We're gonna talk to her when we see her next. Our next best place to live in Florida brings us all that is great about Palm Beach County and the posh Miami suburbs, to Cuesta. This little village began as a country club, believe it or not. There's only about 5,600 people here. Here in Tequesta, crime is the 10th lowest in Florida, and residents are the 9th smartest, at least in terms of people who actually finished high school. Now, does that make a place a great place to live? Not always. However, the village of Tequesta is proud of its strong sense of community and genuine hometown friendliness. Residents here get to enjoy village-sponsored events, such as movies and concerts in the park, according to their nicely written and very expensive-looking website. It's just one happy community. Plus, Burt Reynolds is from here. That says a lot. I mean, look at this footage of Tequesta. This looks like, actually, every other place on the Florida coast. The bad news? They don't have mermaids here, unless you count mermaids like this. It's time to leave the quiet, secluded community of Tequesta as we head down the turnpike to, surprise, another coastal community. This time we stop in another Miami suburb, Coral Gables. Of course Coral Gables is on this list. What's not great about Coral Gables? This is truly a world-class neighborhood. The school system's one of the best in the nation, and crime is almost non-existent. Coral Gables is the 5th most expensive place to live in the entire state. But hey, what's an extra $29 million or $39 million or $45 million for a house? What do people do for a job that they can afford a $45 million house in Coral Gables?
I'm gonna own a home in Coral Gables one day.
Oh hey, there you are, Miss Mappy. You think you're gonna be able to afford a home in Coral Gables, do you? Not on Mappy's salary, especially when you're wasting Mappy's money on boobs and diamonds. Who's that?
This is Juan. He's my new boy toy.
Karen Mappy, you wouldn't. You're dating somebody else?
Mappy can't sustain my lifestyle. He's sort of basic.
Basic? Yes, Mappy is basic. That's why we love him. God, this thing is turning into a desperate Mappy Wives. This video brought to you by Mike's Barbecue on Route 32 in Tallahassee. Come on down, we got some great food. That's Mike's Barbecue. All right, it's time for some real America. So far, all these cities have been the boring places where all the rich people live. Sure, they're really safe and really desirable, but come on, Florida's about some America too. As such, our next best place to live in Florida is Homestead, damn it. Homestead might rank 197th on our list of the best places, statistically, but let's measure something other than wealth and home prices. Homestead ranks 3rd in Florida for places to get you, 5th in Florida for number of bait shops per capita, and they've got 3 Walmart supercenters within a short drive. Plus, Homestead's home to the Homestead Miami Speedway, where every year 45,000 racing fans and true Americans pack themselves in to watch everything from NASCAR to truck racing. And as you know, true Americans love them some NASCAR. Hey Homestead, you be you. Don't listen when the people in Coral Gables or the rest of these cities on this list say, uh-oh. You need to slow down. Your truck is too loud. And I'm just like, You need to grow up. You're not a grown up. Okay, so we're gonna get back to the vanilla, boring, rich parts of Florida that statistics say are the best places to live. This time, we're heading to the Gulf Coast again as we stop in the city of Naples. Naples residents are plain loaded. In fact, Naples is the 6th richest city in the country, and it's home to the 2nd highest proportion of millionaires per capita in the US. Nobody will blame you if you drive by Naples High School and mistake it for a Mercedes-Benz dealership. The homes are the 5th most expensive in the state of Florida, too. Of course, with high home prices comes low crime and great schools, both of which are in the top 20 in the state. Naples does have the highest property crime rate of any other city on this list, except for Coral Gables. That's because Florida man can't keep his hands off Naples woman's stuff, likely to fund his Florida man habits and other extracurriculars. There's a pier and a zoo here, and enough gated communities that you hardly see any residents at all, unless they're on their way home from the early bird special.
We love Naples. We've been there a bunch. I love going to the beach and collecting shells and getting ice cream. And going to the pool and riding bikes and Disney and Publix. Publix? That's not fun, Kylie. Yeah, huh?
All right, you guys. Well, you've definitely proven that when kids visit Naples, it's fun, clean, and safe. We're going to pack our stuff up and go back to the Atlantic side of Florida again, no surprise, as we pull into the always calm and peaceful village of North Palm Beach. Here in NPB, as the cool kids say, it's not as wealthy as some of the other communities we talked about, but it's safer than just about anywhere else. North Palm Beach won an award for being the nation's best planned community like 100 years ago, and it's also home to a fancy country club and golf course. Former athletes make North Palm Beach their second homes. Tiger Woods' ex-wife Elin Nordegren makes NPB home, as does billionaire mining oligarch Chris Klein, who many call King Coal. Overall, it looks like every other wealthy community we've talked about. If you can afford it, then move there, Mr. Moneybags. This is Mike at Mike's Barbecue again. Did I mention that we got Gator? We got some good gator. Come down and try our gator, or we will throw in some hush puppies. That's Mike's Barbecue on Route 32 in Tallahassee. All right, we're going to mix it up one more time and take one more stop in real Florida with real Americans. We're heading up the Panhandle to Panama City. This is the redneck Riviera. Here, you have a bunch of Waffle Houses, Dollar Generals, tattoo parlors, Chick-fil-A's, beer joints, crab shacks, and of course, plenty of places to fish. Big boats, bass boats, fan boats. If you ain't got a boat, your mama does. Here in this part of the state, you can sit right out on the beach with a case of Pringles and a case of Budweiser without shame or judgment. The Florida Panhandle is the salt of the earth. They ride out hurricanes and they don't sag their britches. God bless them. Alright, it's time to get back to the serious side of things. We have 2 more best cities to visit before we're done. We're going to take the 4-laners up to the 10 and down the turnpike again as we make our way over to the town of Palm Beach. Homes here cost about $1 million each, which doesn't make it a good place just because of that, but crime is the 5th lowest in the Sunshine State, and just about everyone graduates high school and has a great job. Why do all these places look the same? Palm Beach certainly has come a long way, from once being just the service town for Lake Worth.
Did you know Palm Beach is the easternmost city in Florida?
I did not know that, Mappy, but that makes sense. The whole town is one big long barrier island. Hey, Mr. Frowny Face, I think you and I should hang out. Take your mind off things and forget about how your wife is spending all your money.
Can we go to Disney World?
Oh God, Mappy, all those long lines and crowds? Okay, I'll go to Disney World and we'll take the whole family.
Yay! Yay!
Even weird Dominican Mappy can come. Psych, get out of here with that. I never want to see you on this channel again. Alright, so we gotta wrap this up because we're gonna go and spend way too much money standing in line in the heat. Our last stop along the tour of Florida's best cities is none other than Key Biscayne, a Florida town on a barrier island across the causeway from Miami. Of course, Key Biscayne is basically like the other posh, wealthy, entitled parts of Florida we talked about earlier. It's just more of it. It's just about the safest, wealthiest place in the state. Lots of celebrities have homes here, including Colombian singer Juanes. It's on another level, Key Biscayne is. You and I could never afford it. And while it's considered the best place to live in Florida by lots of people who study these things, a true Floridian and true American would never want to live here. Okay, maybe just for a little bit. Well, there you go. That's our list of the best places to live in Florida. Of course, these are the places where only old money can really truly afford. But statistically, they are the safest places with the best schools and the least amount of drama. And if you're curious, here are the worst places you can live in Florida. The places with the drama. Okay, so now if you'll excuse us, we're gonna go find a party. After all, we're in Florida, and our parole hearing's tomorrow, so we have to get it out of our system. The end.
If you're in the western North Carolina mountains, you should check out Lakeview at Fontana. They're an awesome inn and spa located just outside of Bryson City in the heart of the Nantahala National Forest. Here you can relax, unwind, unplug, and enjoy nature. There's a great view of the lake, too. I went there and loved it. Cute rooms for everyone. Their link is in the description. Bye.
Hey guys, if you learned something new or you just like this video, make sure to like it. And if you really like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get all of our videos about what it's like to live in different places in America. Peace.